Hello everyone, I'm Meg Oliver in New York and welcome to this edition of Money Matters. Whether you're a job seeker or an entrepreneur, it's no secret the new economy has made employers and business leaders more bottom line oriented. This is having an impact on how job candidates and entrepreneurs are looking for new assignments and marketing themselves. Joining us to discuss the 7 career questions you must answer when pursuing opportunities in today's economy is Andre Taylor, entrepreneur and author of the book You Can Still Win. Andre, welcome back to the show. Great to see you.
Meg, great to see you.
So first, in this job market, there is less concern, it seems, about everything you have done and more concern about whether you have specific experience. Why is that?
Well, I think everyone is getting much more pragmatic and bottom line oriented. Everyone is trying to cut to the chase and figure out exactly how you can benefit them, whether it's as an employee or whether it's as a business.
There are 7 career questions that you have come up with that everyone should ask themselves in the new economy. First is an introspective one, and who are you? Tell us about that.
Well, it's very important, Meg, to be able to summarize in a powerful way who you are. Are you a 20-year veteran? Are you new to the industry but really understand it well? Are you a self-taught practitioner? It's really good to be able to summarize it so people can get their arms around who you are right away.
And next up, what do you know?
Yeah, you've got to really get to the point and help people understand what it is you bring to their operation. What is it that you can do for them in a very specific terms?
And looking back at your career, what have you done?
Exactly. What have you done? It's important to try to quantify this now. Rather than just talking chronologically about the things you've done over the years, quantify it. I've increased business 30%. I reduced things by 50% and so forth.
And do you think people kind of overlook that more often than not? Because a lot of people look back and say, look, I've been a journalist for 20 years instead of going through, like you said, and detailing it, because that's what people want to know.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's very hard for you to get your arms around the fact that you actually produce some results. Very often we talk about just the things that sort of happen year to year, but we really should hone in on what those results are for the person that we work for.
And why is it important for people to reinvent themselves in this economy? It seems as if that's kind of a buzzword of reinventing yourself these days.
Well, it's always important to sort of look at yourself in context, to look at your experience and understand, how do I take my experience and make it relevant today? One of the key ways of reinventing yourself is to boil things down. Make it really clear what the benefits are that you bring.
Give me an example of that.
Well, you can talk to someone about, I'm a person who was able to turn this business around in a certain time frame. When I came to the organization, I reduced our expenses dramatically. Talk about yourself in the context of, in that case, of a turnaround expert, someone who actually produced a result.
When you're looking at reinventing yourself, is it important to maybe consider going back to school and completely changing your career?
Well, I think it's very important to look at all of your options. This is a time when you really want to look at, how do I maximize my capabilities? Sometimes that means going back to school, and other times it might mean reaching into your past and finding something that's buried there and emphasizing it a little more.
All right, let's get to your next question. That is, who do you know? We have talked about this so much. Networking is so important today.
Yeah, networking is very, very important. But what we're saying here is, if I bring you into this organization, if I work with you, what kind of relationships will I benefit from? Do you belong to an association? Are you connected with some people in the industry? You should emphasize that, because that can really be an attractive thing.
Okay, and the next question, what can you do for me?
Yes, here we're getting back to being really clear about what you can do. And what I'm talking about here is really clarity, really making it absolutely clear. I can really elevate this business. I can really bring a new level of concentration to this work. Really being clear about what it is.
And it seems as if all of these questions are kind of a good exercise to go through before you go in for a job interview.
Oh, absolutely. I think you've got to really, when you walk in, you've got to really be clear about what you bring. You've got to really believe in it. You've got to put it forth with energy and drive. And you've got to really get some excitement, some emotion out of the people that you're going to see.
Yeah, there's nothing like being stumped in an interview and not having something to say.
Exactly.
All right, let's get to your next question. That is, who says so? Tell me about this.
Well, here we're talking about testimonials. Very often, someone will be a lot more excited about who you are, what you can do, and what you bring if someone else said it. So it's good to keep in mind the kinds of people who value your work, who have said you're good. You could simply say in an interview, for example, my former employer used to say, say that I was really good with the international clients and so forth.
All right, and finally, prove it. Not really a question, but...
Yeah, proving it is becoming increasingly more important. You know, there are some sales jobs, for example, where someone will say, hey, do you mind if I take a look at your W-2? It's not something that you're obligated to do, but it's something that some people will do. If you can get three-dimensional, for example, maybe you're a graphic designer, here's some of the work we've done. If maybe you can show photographs of some of the experiences you've had. If you can make it come alive, I think you'll have that much more impact in the process.
Now, there's one thing that tends to stump a lot of people in the interview process and as they're getting ready to look for a new career, and that is their salary history. Any advice there? Because when it comes to proving it, everybody gets asked, what did you make last? And that's kind of uncomfortable for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable, and my recommendation there is to really talk about the kind of salary and compensation you're looking for, the kind of value that you bring, the kind of a commitment someone would have to make to you financially to have someone at your level, rather than going through your detailed salary history.
All right, Andre Taylor, the book is You Can Still Win. Thanks again for all of the great information.
Great to see you, Meg.
Now let's check out some of those tech headlines. Amazon is releasing Kindle software for phones running on Google's Android operating system. The free software will let users buy books from Amazon's online store. It will also keep track of where you are in a book, so you can start reading on your phone and pick up in the same place on another gadget. Kindle for Android will be available this summer. iPhone owners can leave their wallets at home when they go shopping. Some new technology available through Visa is transforming the device into a debit card. It requires a special case with a secure chip that you wave in front of a Visa terminal to pay. The technology also works with most smartphones that have a chip memory slot. Parents worried about their kids logging onto social networking sites like Facebook have a new alternative. Togetherville, a site designed for kids ages 6 to 10, is launching today. It provides a safe environment that teaches them how to communicate online while allowing parents to participate. The Wall Street Journal's Katie Barrett says it offers kids their first taste of social networking like grown-ups. You can read Katie's complete review on the Wall Street Journal website. Finally, don't want to go to the office today? How about sending a robot in your place? A company called AnyBots has developed the QB. It's sort of like a dedicated video conferencing computer on wheels, rolling around the office and allowing you to sit in on meetings. The $15,000 robot will be available in the fall, and with an 8-hour battery life, you won't have to work overtime. For more on all of these stories and all your tech headlines, check out the technology page of abcnews.com. That's all the Money Matters for now. I'm Meg Oliver in New York. Stay tuned for more news that's good to know. Thanks for watching.